What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Pillow Talk with Paul Goneau. Today, my guest is comedian Hassan Chaudhry.
Peace in the Middle
brother.
East. Thank
Peace
you,
in the Middle East.
Yes.
Very appropriate.
We've been saying that for... I've been hearing that, I think, all my life.
Yeah?
That's what I was going to get at. Like, since my dad... So it's been 75 years for the occupation.
Mm-hmm.
My dad is 70.
Mm-hmm.
So since his time, this issue has been going on. His whole life.
So did your dad grew up in...
Yeah, we grew up in Saudi Arabia.
Okay.
He grew up in Pakistan.
Okay.
Yeah. But, like... We've been hearing this, like, from the beginning. But you know what the thing is? Like, when we were younger, well, all the uncles would get together. They'd be like, man, these Jews control everything, man. These Jews got, like, all... Like, they control the banks, the media. And we thought they were just, like, hating people.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I thought they were just, like, a bunch of haters.
Yeah.
And I didn't believe it. And I was like, man, they worked hard. They got there, blah, blah. Why you hating?
Mm-hmm.
But now, I see... Because social media is the main... reason I think this thing has gotten big.
Yeah.
Without social media, they would have easily pinned it. No footage would have come out, and everybody just gets on with their day.
And we here actually have, like, access to less. Like, I can't follow any news. Like, I don't know a lot of the people. I've started following, like, at least, like, 40 new people just because they have, like, I don't know, hands-on, like, feet on the ground, look at what's going on versus like the mainstream media. And even that, like, even some, like, I don't know, rogue news outlets, you just can't access that shit in Canada because they passed a law, like, 2 months ago? And, like, yeah, it's social media, whatever, people can say these people getting paid for their stuff, but, like, I think there's an underlying, like most people get their news from social media, dude.
Yeah.
You know, and when you make a move like that, affecting, like, the whole country, like, Torontonians can't even check the Toronto Star on social media. Like, that's just wrong, you know?
That's wrong. And, you know, so, like, there's a few people, one of the guys, he's Israeli, and he used to always, like, fight against the government for all this stuff, like the censorship stuff and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, he had a thing about, like, I think about a week ago about the whole Christian. He was gonna show up to Christian Freeland's, I think, office, and then with all the Israel stuff that I've been posting, he got pissed, and then he confronted me on on Instagram, and then basically it was going back and forth. But it's like I'm always surprised that these people have, like, no space in their heart when they see a kid die or whatever. Like, they're super cold, and they always go like, but it was our land. That same argument back and forth, and they don't care, like, at all. And these are, like, the same people, like celebrities, athletes, or whatever, that, like, whenever, like, things go bad, like, they're always the first one to jump up, be like, you should donate here, this is wrong, this is that. Nobody has said nothing, which tells me, like, either you've been paid off or, like, you're just looking out for your little self-interest, and you really don't have a heart.
Yeah, and it's like, no matter what side of the fence you're on, for me, like, okay, so this happened to my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It didn't happen to me, but she was just having a conversation with one of her friends, and they were talking about the issue, and she's Palestinian.
Yeah.
And, like, she just said, like, they somehow came up in the conversation, and it, like, the question was, like, do you believe, like, innocent Israeli children should die?
Right.
And she was like hardcore, like, yes.
Right.
And it's like, no matter what, like, if you believe that, no matter what side, and we're gonna get deep into it in a little bit.
Sure.
But, like, if you see a dead child and that doesn't make you feel something,
right? But
fuck you.
You know what? No, well, yeah, that's a good point. But at the same time, you know what happened is that, like, because when you've been seeing your side, your team get shitted on for the past 75 years, and like only now that I've discovered, like, so if like a kid throws a rock at a tank or at a soldier over there, it's legal for them to break his arm. And
but they'll do worse.
They'll do worse.
And they have done worse.
Yeah, and, like, your family will... It's legal that, like, your family must suffer for the kid's actions. Like that's like a thing. That's so like when you've been losing for this long, this fucked up. Like the space for love for those people starts to go away, and the way you see them treat them, even now, like even over here, like I thought like, because I thought these were like good people with good hearts, that like see you as an equal.
Yeah,
they don't see you as an equal. They see you as less than, and it's been fucked up. But it's like it's good that it's like come out now, because before like they were kind of throw like slight jabs or whatever, and like. You're like, okay, it's a slight jab, whatever, laugh it off, it's not a big deal. But yeah, that's what it is at the bottom of it all.
I mean, there might be slight jabs, but there's like a long history backing like some horrific stuff.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
And for like the Jews to like do this, because it's like you guys been through this.
That's it's the worst part of it all.
Yeah.
Is that. You guys, you think this would be like the last group of people that would do it.
Right.
It makes zero sense.
Not even that they would do it and that they would stand behind it. Like I can't believe like how all those normal people that I talk to over here, they're like, well fuck you, blah blah, and they're trying to throw me like the anti-Semitism card, this and that. Fuck your anti-Semitism.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
I love Jews. I love Arabs.
Yeah.
I love love, man.
Yeah. I don't even get into that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, now I have to talk to you at your level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're saying. Yeah.
And you're talking to me like choking me on my neck level, so I'm gonna choke you at your neck level. Because otherwise, you're not gonna get it. I'm starting to sound like a maniac.
No, I don't think you are.
Oh,
I think you're making sense, and I think as far as like foot on the neck, that's essentially where the Palestinians are,
right,
and Gaza is at right now.
Well, that's yeah. I
mean, have maybe been there for a bit,
right? No doubt, but I don't know. So the only recent thing that I've seen so far was there's a flight from Israel that had to take a pit stop in Dagestan. You know where Dagestan is?
No.
In Russia.
Okay.
So where Khabib, Nurmagomedov, Islam, so like all those guys. And I think a lot of them stormed the airport. And they showed up at the airplane where it was docked. I don't think anybody opened up the airplane. But yeah, it would not be good had they gotten access of the plane. But yeah, it's a weird time, and it happened like out of nowhere too.
Yeah.
Do you believe it was like I think it was all a setup. Like they knew what was happening.
The false flag deal.
Yeah.
I am so. It makes sense. Yeah. Logically, it makes sense. Will we ever actually know? I don't know, but like, it seems pretty unlikely that they didn't know. Like false flags historically like have happened to start wars like just for ages, for centuries,
right.
And like in this time I feel like Israel also is kind of playing by some rules. Like I'm trailing here, but like where they don't realize that we're living in this new time and that like everything they're saying, like we can literally see that they're lying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the one thing. This, like I was mentioning to you before, this time around instead of before, because before they would always put stuff out, blah blah blah, always win the propaganda war. This time they've lost the propaganda war. This time, like people are actually seeing what's going on, because every Palestinian video that you see like buildings break, you see the rockets coming and just launching at buildings and them just dropping. But you've never seen like, because they claim like we have those hostages. Show a video. Show some stuff. There's
so much of that where they're just, it's like this should have been a photo of a decapitated baby, but this platform won't. It's like, this platform has let us see all the kids you've killed. I've seen just body parts.
Right.
And you guys are sitting here. It's like, no, you could show us if you wanted to. If you were able to.
Yeah,
you
know what Ben Shapiro, he put that. You saw that one, right?
I don't know.
So this what happened is that he put up a picture. It's like it was a dog, and then he like kind of charcoaled it and using AI. Mm-hmm. So he put that up. He's like, this is what you guys do with a baby. How dare you tell us how to live? Something along those lines. and then later on underneath the picture it says this is AI generated.
Mm.
And it's like, okay, so you're using your fucking propaganda, and you think we're all gonna be stupid forever, which is why I'm happy that like TikTok was one app where like it didn't get smothered down as much as like the other
I
ones.
heard. I don't have TikTok, but I heard my lady has TikTok.
Yeah.
And she was like I said, it was affecting me, and she was like, she just didn't want to see the stuff. Sometimes, like certain things, she didn't even want me to like talk about.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
She's like,
yeah.
I don't want to hear you describe like the babies that you've seen and stuff.
Sure,
like that.
yeah.
She didn't want that
no
shit.
doubt. It's a
But
buzzkill.
But she was seeing it on fucking Instagram and stuff. And now it's like, on one hand, I understand the people that don't want to see that, but more heavily in a higher percentage on the other hand, I'm like, everyone needs to see it.
Right.
You know, I believe in a collective consciousness, and I believe that the more people that are aware, the more gears that are going to start shifting.
Sure.
And I feel like it's already doing that.
Yeah.
Like heavily, more than...
Right.
And maybe people in other movements felt that way before and stuff, but it feels like And I say, if I was just about to say it feels optimistic, but that's the wrong word, because every day I wake up and I'm just like fucking, I'm not trying to ignore it, and I actively like look out, like I'm just hoping that some ceasefire or some sort
something
of like
good
something good is gonna come of it.
But you know, okay, if we ceasefire now, you've literally demolished the entire place.
Well, that's just got to be the beginning, you know. Like a ceasefire needs to be the beginning. And like, dude, I don't even know. Like, I don't have any faith in the UN.
Oh yeah,
you know, like at all, dude. Like international law. What the fuck does it? It's all joke.
It's all a joke. I have no idea why they do it, but yeah, I mean, but what's sickening so far was like when you just see US or UK, just like they're the only ones that would just be like, no, we don't want to stop this war. I think what Sam Tripoli was saying was that the war contracts, the military, all those weapon contracts, they're up.
Oh yeah, I was reading about that too. Yeah, I saw a lot of videos about that as well.
They have to sell if they want to make money. That could be a thing as well. But yeah, all this like phoniness or whatever that they constantly present is what's been bothering me hardcore. So I let it be known online. Yeah,
you got to, man.
Yeah,
Did you see that video where like reporters got Joe Biden on like the plane? What the fuck, the Air Force One?
Yeah. Oh, man.
And did you see the people that he's with, bro?
Yeah.
And how they were just like, stop.
Yeah.
Stop talking. Like every single person that was with him was just super uncomfortable. And he said some shit. Have you seen the full thing?
No.
They've just been cutting up into clips.
Yeah.
So you don't really
get the full thing. Yeah.
Oh, dude. It's wild. It's like 8 minutes long, and he
just goes off.
You just really see how he shouldn't be running a country.
Yeah, man.
You know?
Crazy, like how. Yeah. He can't. Man, poor guy's like falling off everywhere. But yeah, it's like he forgets where he is. Forgets the sentence mid sentence. Yeah.
Yeah. Not that I would want. I don't even know if it's like no one should have the job of running a country. No one person, you know? Something needs to change. I don't even vote, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I don't vote. Like, I voted, the last time I voted was for Jack Layton.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I don't believe in the system, you know? I don't want to participate.
Right.
There needs to be some, like, serious reform.
What's your proposition?
No, I don't know if I'm not smart enough to even have a solution, you know? But
because some people say democracy is not the best thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, socialism, in my opinion, is not the best thing ever. Because every socialist country out there is poor. I don't know. I don't know if this... Because China has made a lot of progress for the past 50, 60 years. Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't know how the people over there feel, but the country is stronger than it was ever before. So, dictatorship works, maybe? I don't know.
I'm not even saying necessarily, like... I'm not like if it was in the States, I would for sure probably vote for Bernie Sanders like a long time ago. Okay, but got you. I don't necessarily think that even like changing. Like, it's not that I don't believe in democracy. I don't believe in politics in general, but I just think like how we vote, like maybe that needs to be, like something needs to change with that.
Okay.
I have zero faith. Like most votes doesn't win the election, which makes no sense to me.
Oh yeah,
And like there's just I don't know, man. Like there's a lot of problems with it.
Right.
But like even I just feel embarrassed kind of for America. And we have Justin Trudeau, and they were kind of like when the UN was voting for the ceasefire, Canada was on that like kind of in the middle where we don't care, whatever.
Well, it's not that we don't care, because the thing is he showed up to the mosque.
Yeah.
But
that was awkward.
That was very awkward. I mean, he was just like ashamed, but he showed up.
I'm not here to make a speech, but here's my speech.
Yes, here's my speech. And like, I don't know what he was trying to show, but it's like Canada's more aligned with Israel because, I mean, more people, like the Air Canada guy got fired from his position, that NDP girl, Sarah.
Yeah. I know
that one was a little disturbing to see because it was a pretty neutral statement. It wasn't like Israel should give land back or something like that. It was pretty much like there should be peace right now, call for ceasefire, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they fired her. So
horrible.
Yeah. And that's Canadian politics. So it's like, yeah.
All right. So I just want to maybe, because I want to kind of go into the events that kind of happened, but I don't just want to start there because, like, that would be a disservice to everything that's happened 75 years previous. So I got some notes just because I don't want to. I'm just big about false information, you know? We're sharing opinions and just, like, things that have actually gone on, and I just want to give some actual historical facts to people that are unaware of the things that maybe we're talking about, or they're like, what's that word mean, or who is this group, or whatever. So I just want to kind of start at when the Jews ended up going to Palestine,
right? Which
was between 1896 to 1948, which was kind of leading up to the Nakba.
Yeah.
And like just an insane amount of Jews resettled from Europe to Palestine. Large numbers also that were forced out due to like the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
And basically social and political platforms in Europe were just like heavily influencing the Jews into like convincing them that they needed their own country.
Right.
Basically, right?
Right.
And so then in 1947, just before the Nakba, the UN votes to split the land 50-50, right?
Uh-huh.
And so Arabs had twice the population at that time.
Yeah.
And so they would, essentially get like whatever, half their land taken away, and the Jews would have like double the amount per people, whatever.
Yeah.
They accepted the Jews did.
Yeah.
Arabs denied it, obviously.
Yeah.
It's kind of a no-brainer, right? Like why are we doing that?
Give land, yeah.
And so the war started, and the war was like, I don't know, heavily backed by Europe.
Mm-hmm. Because UN decided. Yeah, because it's back then Russia, US, they also like gave them, I think, military weapons to defend themselves.
Oh, they were fully behind this, man.
Yeah.
And like, so the Nakba happened, and then after the Nakba, were like, I don't even know. Okay, so during that war, the UN heavily supported the Jewish state.
Yeah.
600 Jews died by the end. 15,000 Palestinians, or 6,000 Jews, 15,000 Palestinians, plus like just under 700,000 Palestinians, like civilians, like children, mothers, grandmothers, just no one that had anything to do with anything, were expelled by, Zionists.
Have you seen ever one of those videos of like the illegal settlement?
Where they're just coming in.
They just come in and just take your house?
I've seen a couple. There's one I saw recently with like, it was like, she must have been like 70 or something.
Right. And these soldiers come in pretty much, tell you to get out.
They don't even let them take their stuff, dude.
They don't even, and then like you get out and like the other people are just like looking at it from the balcony or whatever, and then they're just like claiming it as theirs, just just like that. It's always like very gut wrenching to see.
Yeah.
Cause like
No, it is.
yeah. Cause that's what when I'm at my house, I'm just like, yo, that better not happen. I paid my taxes.
There was a video I saw of this guy, and his landlord was like, I guess, pro-Zionist. Because I am, like, very big on, like, I separate, like, Jewish people from Israelis, from Zionists. Like, these are, like, different groups
terms.
of people to me. You know, they're different terms because they're different kinds of people.
Yeah.
You know
but
what I mean?
For some reason, it's like, whenever I talk to, like, a Jewish person, a lot of them have the same ideas and principles. I think that's because that's what they've been taught since they were young.
Yeah,
It's
man.
only if you yourself... So far I've had one comic tell me that because of you posting stuff, I looked at things differently. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It's like, because he's like, otherwise I didn't think of them as human.
That's wild,
Yeah.
eh?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy to think. I saw something with Seth Rogen where he was, like, talking about that. And he's like, I'm fucking afraid of Jews.
Right.
And he's Jewish,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like, they're just... Yeah, like, once you're... Like, what's the term? Indoctrinated? And
Right.
something like that. Sometimes I use words I don't know what they mean.
No, that's what that one means.
All right.
That's from immigrant English class.
Word. But, like, it's hard to unlearn that stuff, man.
Yeah, no doubt. That, and here's the other thing, is that all these Zionists that run the show, pretty much, because you know when Kanye was talking about back in the day, he showed that picture online on his phone, and it was like mostly red, and it said like, these are the people that are network presidents, and
Oh, yo, I saw that.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
So back then I was like, oh, he's lost his mind or whatever.
I was the same. I was like...
And now
Come on,
I'm
bro.
looking at it, I'm like, yeah, it's all making sense.
It adds up, man.
Yeah, it adds up, and it adds up hard.
Yeah.
And you know what? They're in entertainment. They've taken over entertainment. They've taken over clothing. They've taken over food.
It's never been more obvious than right now, too.
Yeah.
Like, if you don't see it now,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Buy your shawarma from Osmos only. If the owner for Osmos is like Israel supporter, I'll be so
Fucking heartbreaking, right?
I'll be so pissed.
Shit.
Fuck. I'm never gonna. Laziz.
It seems like everything somehow is connected, though, bro.
Yes.
And it's unfortunate. There's like, and I've actually like, because it's honestly, man, it's the only thing I can do. Like, I made the post where I was saying, like, I don't care if I lose followers, and like, it's not like I like shoving fucking dead babies or like certain things in people's faces. Is that I think it's important for people to see.
Well, you're seeing the people that are like, that first off don't believe you, or like, or feel the same pain as you. You know, and you're like, what? You're kind of disturbed because you're like, why don't you feel any sort of sympathy or whatever the word is, empathy, like at all? Like, what's?
I always thought the line was babies, man.
Right.
And then it's like one side is like these babies, and then they're like, but fuck those babies.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like I don't get it, man.
Right. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, innocent people, whatever, like that.
Innocent people is what it really comes
that
down
and
to.
like the starving, pretty much, man. Like. Yeah, starving of like just like food and whatnot. That's
yeah, that's Hamas. Okay, here's the thing. Okay, it's just you. At a certain point, first of all, Hamas was like formed in like, I mean, up in the 80s.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Like they've been doing this shit way before Hamas
Right.
was even a thing. Like
Yeah,
you can't.
yeah.
You can't use that. It's. I mean, you can, but like you're losing credibility, like a lot.
Yeah.
And just everything. There's so many things that they've blamed on Hamas, like just like recently, like just bombing refugee camps.
Why it is because I think they've been taught that that's one of the go-to lines.
Mm-hmm.
One of the go-to lines are these: "It's Hamas's fault. You're an anti-Semite."
Yeah.
What's the other one, man? You don't believe in the Holocaust. I think those are the top three, in my opinion.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are good ones. I've heard all of them before. Not necessarily aimed at me,
Right.
but I've heard them as
Yeah,
defense.
Sure.
Anti-Semitism is like the worst one, and it's.
But this what it is, though. It's like, okay, but like, what about your responsibility for feeling anything right now? You know what I mean? You don't feel a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, okay, like, are we taking revenge from, like, the Holocaust? Is that what you're doing? To, like, people that didn't do it to you.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like, where...
Yeah, people. If anything, people that invited you into their country after that shit happened to you.
Right, after you got your ass kicked.
Yeah.
But it's like, the thing is that, like, the arrogance that comes off, that's what it is. From the people that, like, you don't expect it at all. Like, I'm like, you're so out of shape, and, like, fucking, you're short.
Look into some things, man. If you don't know about it, don't defend things that you don't know a lot about. It's either you're completely ignorant, or you're a complete fucking asshole.
That's what it is.
That's literally your only options.
But you know what? Yeah, that's what it is. But it's like, okay, because like the things goes on the other side of it, you pretend to be a good human, but on this side you're a complete dick. So that's why it doesn't add up. And that's why, like, I've been going crazy.
Yeah. People who say they're against terrorists, but then don't care about, like,
this stuff.
4,000 plus children that have died.
Yeah.
Literally, I think the statistic I was reading today was every 8 minutes a child dies in Gaza right now.
Like
For the last fucking... Well, this is coming out in fucking, I don't know, a week or whatever. But, like, for the first... This is, like, just after 3 weeks. 3 weeks in a day, I think we're into it now.
Yeah.
And, like... Dude.
Yeah. Well, that and the crazy thing is now they've cut off the stuff, right? The internet. They've blown out all the towers.
I think they have some internet back now.
Well,
but not a lot.
Elon was the one. Yo, Elon, if he does that, Elon's the GOAT.
I was so... Dude, honestly, I was hoping... I was like, man, it's going to be real bad.
Yeah. But you say that, but I think... I mean, from what I've been hearing from people... is that they're on ground.
Yeah.
They are a lot better. Because that's what they've been training in, is on ground. And Israel...
Are you saying Israeli forces are better on ground?
No.
Yeah.
Hamas is better, and, like, the Palestinians. Because, like, that's all they've been training. And they know their land a lot better. And Israeli, like, the on ground is just normal people that, like, were doing jobs and stuff. That's a very
like
small...
a lot of their army. That's why I've heard, like... And... Like, the argument is that, like, there's no civilians in Israel, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I'm not on there. Right. But I've heard that. It's just kind of like, I don't know, Gaza's maybe version of, you know, the Israeli view where it's like there are no, like, literally political leaders in Israel saying, like, there's no innocent people in Gaza.
Right. Oh, yeah.
You know, but it's like, are you sure, man? Because I'm pretty sure that's all you're killing. Like,
yeah. That's okay. So there's that one, and there's another one that I've been hearing recently is that Israel is becoming a top place to, like, hide if you're a pedophile.
Really?
It's on Reddit. I read it somewhere, but, like, I mean, I'm gonna look more into it because I saw like a few posts of those.
Yeah.
So I'll look into it because it's like if you're, like, rich and what have you, like, you don't want the law to come after you. Like that Tinder swindler guy, he was just flying over.
Well, that's where they go. They definitely don't give a fuck about the law right there.
Yeah.
They've broken, like, so many fucking international laws. It's ridiculous. But I know, like, right now, there's, like, people that are filing things and have things in order to, like, process. Do you know who Sean King is?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's, like, the main guy, I think, like, that I know of.
Yeah.
That is, like, behind, like, a team of people that is, like, doing something to...
You're right. You know what it was? I wasn't a big fan of Sean King when Black Lives Matter was coming out. Because when Black Lives Matter came out, I knew that it was like a spark in the beginning of, like, you know, just because it was election time coming up to get the country riled up. Because every 4 years they do that. They move things left and right. Some black oppression comes out. Because they want, like, the black people to get riled up, so you vote for that one side. That's what I think, at least. And then Sean King, like, I felt like he was just, like, trying to, like, you know what I mean, bait people into it. I'm not saying that black people don't matter.
Yeah.
BLM, it's I have it tattooed on my tramp stamp. Fuck, no, not tramp stamp. Fuck, man, I'm bombing.
This guy.
All right, boo. All right, no, this guy's never gonna get a spot, yo. No, But you know, it came out afterwards. The whole like the BLM, the people that started it and what have you.
Oh yeah.
Like they just like pretty much bought mansions in California with all that money, and nothing changed. Zero change. But it's like, is this people that saw like a good opportunity to make some quick cash, then bounced.
See, the thing with him is like, I didn't really get into him. Like, I got into him like and obviously like Black Lives Matter is like somewhat of a like continuous thing. There's been like spikes, whatever. But like, I came into him after, and like most of what I know to him is like, I mean, this stuff. I can't think of anybody that like I've seen more on, and I knew about him. Maybe I discovered him about, I don't know, a year ago. Maybe under a year ago.
Oh yeah. So the thing about Black Lives Matter, when he was doing it, because I think he's black. He looks light skinned.
Yeah.
But some people. So the news came out that he's not black at all.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's for real?
I don't know if that's for real though.
Well, I mean, you don't need to necessarily be black. You don't need to be black to BLM,
no one. But the thing was like he was kind of advocating it like he's black.
Yeah.
So that was the issue that. But there was a lot of memes out there where like it's like you see a white guy with like a buzz cut and what have you, and they're like, okay, now I'm Sean King or whatever. Yeah. So that's what it was. So I was I didn't trust him at first, but I mean,
all right. So for people that don't know, kind of getting back to the fucking Zionist shit.
Before you go on.
Yeah.
So before this episode started, Paul wanted to talk about the top 5 superheroes.
I know, it's wild, dude. Because that's what I do, bro. Every episode, like this podcast is not super serious. I've had some episodes where we get into serious conversations, but generally it's just like something for you to like listen to while you're fucking making food or something. Just two people talking, having a conversation.
That's
it's not really like an interview or anything.
Because that's why, like, every time I hear a conversation and when I hear like prepared questions, I lose interest.
Yeah.
Right away. I'm just like, fuck is like I know now like it's not like as authentic as it should be, in my opinion.
I got what you're saying.
You know what I mean? And like I think I don't know. I just that's what I connect with for the most part.
So like, the top five thing is like something I do towards like the end.
Yeah.
And because I'm just
we can talk about the top 5 comedians.
No, we don't need to. I don't even want to do that. I felt like it's kind of. I mean, if you want to, we can do it at some point. But like, cool. It's not a super big deal. I actually felt like when you were like, oh no, like you felt a little, and I was like, you know what? He's kind of fucking right. Like it's kind of this is going to be a different episode, and I kind of really wanted that. But usually, okay, so the first episode I did the top 5 without giving warning.
Yeah.
And do you know Jam Easy?
Yeah, I know Jam.
Yeah, so he was the first guest ever, and I just was like, yo, all right, top 5 MCs. And he's like, dude, you don't give me fucking warning? Like, and literally from then on, I was like, he's trying to come up with them. And it's like this weird thing where he's like,
because
he can only name like 2 or 3. And
yeah. I guess he's big into music or like, he was a DJ at one time.
Yeah. So that's kind of why I give people the heads up.
Got you. I was an Uber driver at one time.
Oh shit,
Amazon driver as well. And Lyft.
A lot of people do fucking Uber.
I see white people doing Uber now.
Oh shit.
Which is worrisome.
Yeah, bro. Uber, like people are fucking Ubering around in Teslas. You know the economy's in ruins when people are getting Ubers and Teslas.
I saw white people in downtown on bikes. That's immigrant jobs. What's going on? Guys, Trudeau, fix the economy. Please. Or something. Yeah.
Alright. So for people that aren't aware what Zionism is, all right? It's a term that came to be in the 19th century to enable a homeland for the Jews in Palestine, right? It's an ideology that supports the development and protection of the Israeli state. But I think the key part to that is like development, because something I don't think a lot of people know, and I know some like real like I had a friend, and like recently we've stopped. It has to do with this.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
how close of a friend was he?
Okay, so we knew each other for about 10 years.
Okay.
And when we first met, we worked together, and I'm like the aliens guy.
Okay.
And he's like the God guy.
Gotcha.
And we're both very outspoken individuals.
Yeah.
And we started chatting together.
Yeah. Right.
And everyone's like watching from a distance, thinking like shit's gonna fucking pop off, right?
Yeah.
But he was like, he seemed like a really like level-headed person, and
Sure.
like shit didn't pop off. We became friends. Like we fucking. I remember like I went to go see Dumb and Dumber with him and his lady. Like you know, like we were there.
Yeah.
You know, I hadn't seen him in a few years. He just had a kid and shit, so he's like living a different kind of life now.
Yeah. Is he Jewish?
Yeah, he is Jewish.
Okay.
Like very big, like preaches like. So he was just really, he posted something just about how like literally like the Zionist plan, it's like it's literally in their shit, their scripture or whatever the fuck they call it. You know, I'm not Jewish, so pardon my terminology, but to just turn the world into Israel, like that's literally their plan.
Yeah.
You know, and it's not hidden. Like it's very clear. That's why when you see people like saying things online where it's like, we're gonna turn into the Palestinians if we don't do anything about this now. Right. That's fucking facts.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, you know what the crazy thing is, because I thought like, you know, because COVID, I was like, where? There was a guy that came out a little while ago that was like talking about head of medical department in the U.S. Jew, dual citizen Jew. Head of Pfizer vaccine, Jew. Mm-hmm. Head of the vaccine advisory, Jew. So it was just like all things Jew, and I was like, oh. And then it just starts like adding up, man. It's like it's adding up. That's what's going on.
I know. There's like we were like talking about this a bit at work because I'm like I'm just trying to talk about it a lot, and people are. I feel like I'm annoying people, but it's okay. Yeah. And like some people were just like, "Fucking sorry, Kanye." Like you kind of had like a point, and I'm very big on not trying to. Like, when he said that, I just felt like, oh, because I seen his merch, bro. I seen his merch. He had, like, this, like, swastika type Kanye, like, merch that said, like, yay 20 or some shit. Right. And I was like, oh, this guy's fucking, like... He's lost it. He lost it a while ago, but now he's, like, completely off the rails. Yeah, dude. And now it's, like... And, like we were saying, it's never been more obvious than now. Yeah. And, I mean, where do you think... we can even go from here if like when the ceasefire happens.
I mean, I'm done. What? Yeah, I'm done with Starbucks, McDonald's. Yeah. Easy. Burger King.
Disney Plus
is gone. Yeah. And all the other stuff that
I did get my last watch of fucking Home Improvement while I had those days, though. I ain't gonna lie, bro.
Right. It's all good.
Yeah. I already paid for the month, you know, but no, like it's like I kind of feel like helpless, man. So that's why I'm like doing all the things. Like I post the shit. I'm doing like the fucking McDonald's, fucking all the shit. Like me and my lady, literally like, oh, we want to eat out. Yesterday, we just, like, we went to, like, car dealership. We're trying to get a car and shit. Yeah. It's like, let's go eat. And we're like, let's look at the boycott list first. Right. To make sure we don't fuck. Oh, like, that's where we're at. Yeah, and I've always been, like, the guy that's, like, boycotts. Like, who the fuck, what is a boycott? Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. But now it feels like it's, like, the only fucking thing.
Yeah, it seems like the only thing. Because, you know, the thing is, like, they care about their dollars or whatever so hard. Every little penny. Because, like, for them, it's like a thing of, like, cents and what have you. You know, a very minor, like 1 cent or half a cent is what makes the difference for them. Because McDonald's is like all over the world. So we'll see. We'll see where it hurts. But because I think their plan was to keep things in control, keep printing money, because they keep giving the Saudis money, they keep giving everybody else money, and whichever leader they don't like, they just get rid of them. Saddam, they got rid of him. Gaddafi, they got rid of him. You know what I mean? So that whoever starts like a little any friction, that guy's out. So that way, like, the whole Middle East is never like strong. That's the main. So you do that way, like, if it's just one person, if you have to fight one country in the Middle East, that's easy to do. But if you have to fight 20 or 30 of them, then that's impossible. So that's why they always like keep them like against each other, Sunni, Shia. They always keep going through those wars. All the groups, ISIS, Al Qaeda, they're all U.S. funded. So yeah, they make the vacuum first. They take the leader out. They put a terrorist group in there, and then they say just go wild. And because you see that ISIS disappeared when Trump came. because I think he just stopped the funding.
Mm.
So it just like went into thin air.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's essentially, well, I don't want to say, but that's kind of going to lead me into like the Hamas topic.
Yeah.
I mean, that's essentially what Hamas is, right?
Yeah, I mean,
if we wanna, okay, so
yeah.
let's just start.
Okay.
From where like Hamas started, like in the 80s, they started as a social party, not a political party. You know, so an important thing for people to know also is that Israel controls every single fucking thing that goes in and out of Gaza. Yeah. Every single fucking thing.
Yeah.
All right? And so, like, to do anything in there, like, if someone from the Strip wants to go to, like, Jerusalem, they literally have to get, like, a grant, you know? And even then, they could go and they could just get shot up by fucking Israeli there, and nothing happens, you know? But, like, there's, like, they can't do anything without the approval of the Israeli government. Everything that, you know, Hamas was doing in Gaza, they had grants from the Israeli government, you know? In 1987, they became a political and military party that engaged in active resistance against Israel's occupation.
Yeah.
Israelis' policies then kind of shifted, but they never really completely changed. They kind of still let Hamas function. Just because it was like, if we have a group that we're gonna label them terrorists, and if we have like a group that we label terrorists, we can do these certain things, like we can justify like blockades and whatever the fuck they did.
Yeah.
In 2006, Hamas was officially elected, and Israeli did like everything they could to make sure they were, like, you know, kept in power for the same reasons. They fucking put all that shit around Gaza. And that's, I think, just after 2006 is when they were actually officially labeled a terrorist organization. And funny thing is that, like, most of the world doesn't actually view Hamas as a terrorist organization. Right. That's like something,
as far as at least right now. 100% right now.
Yeah.
Because right now, Israel is looking stupid calling Hamas the terrorist, because it's like, and all the same, we have the right to defend ourselves. That one is like, I think this has gone way past defending. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah, for like 75 years, like, Israelis have had, like, Israeli Jews have rights there, and Palestinians don't. I mean,
right. You know, because I think that's the thing. Like, I think people are kind of waking up now, because for the longest time, whatever they said, we didn't really question it per se, and that's the place where they want to keep you at.
Right.
Because it's like, if you don't question it, then your mind doesn't go there, and you don't go against it.
Right, and that's why it's important for people to, like, see things that people. Because, man, even now, I know some people that I work with that I've, like, just me, and I'm nobody, dude. I'm not, like, taking any credit for anything, but, like, it makes me feel good. Like you said, dude, one of your boys was like, I didn't know, man.
Yeah.
Like, that's how it goes, man. That's how it starts. That's how it happens. Like, that's what needs to happen, and more people need to know, and the more people know.
Right.
I mean, you would hope the less likely things are like this to happen in the future, and that, like, we can rectify this situation in a way that isn't going to lead to, like, more terrorism down the road. Because, right. I mean, dude, like, as Canadians, like, some people are petty as fuck here. Your neighbors in Toronto, you'll see dudes that, when they shovel their snow or something, or, like, just lines in the grass, or, like, your dog, like, these people hate each other for, like, their dog pissing on their lawn. Like, just imagine someone came into your house and just fucking slaughtered your family. Like, how that would make you feel. Just imagine.
Yeah.
Like, the way I feel watching, like, things like, I don't even want to super get into.
You know what it is? Because it's like
a hospital.
Yeah, because you know, like one of my nephews, like, he gets he's gotten seizures twice. When you see that happening, you're like, oh my god, fuck! Like, it's like, you know, so you know the pain when your kid is sick. You know what I mean? That feels painful. But, like, imagine, like, your kid, like, with his head blown off, or, like, his arm gone, or what have you.
Yeah, man.
You know what I mean? And it's like, not only that, your brother might be dead, your sister might be dead, your wife might be dead. Like, everybody's gone. You know, so And that's like not just one person. Everybody's going through that.
Yeah, man. And I love this like human shield argument.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorites
Right,
that they
right,
use.
right.
And like literally like Israeli forces are on record like talking about how they've killed the hostages.
Right.
Like it's like them pretending they care about these hostages in any way
Right.
is ridiculous. That's kind of also part of me. That's why I feel like this could be a false flag.
Right.
You know, where it's high probability. It's like, I don't know, man. Like it. Okay, for like North America, it's like a school shooting scenario, right? And school shooters go in, and you're a parent. Just think about this: school shooters go in to the school, and the police are alerted. They come to the school,
Right.
and instead of trying to save their kids,
Yeah.
they just fucking bomb their kids.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
is that like your human shield argument makes no sense? Like,
Right.
if you actually cared, like you say you cared.
Yeah. Because you know what it is? Man, like now I'm thinking all of a sudden you've been talking all about this. I'm like, I think the reason they have like a democracy in the U.S. because it's like they thought they could keep the blindfold over people's eyes and like let them do whatever else they wanted to, and they will never wake up. That's what I think. Yeah. Because that's the way like they kept going or whatever. But now it's like, oh shit! So like these people know now more than we want them to know.
Have you been to the IDF Instagram page?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to it?
I've been to it like a few times.
It's
yeah.
fucking wild,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
It's like
yeah.
the Wild West on there,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
they're posting just like shit I could make with like fucking like a computer from 96. Like we're talking, Windows 96. I can make you that that whole diagram of going under the hospital. It's like this is our proof. It's like, bro, there's no proof. Like,
Yeah. This is the
there's
Adobe.
zero proof.
Yeah. This is animation. That
Yeah,
I don't know which video game
The
animation
most
you pick.
basic shit. Like
Yeah.
everything.
You know what it
everything
is?
about
Also,
their-
is like how lazy sometimes they are. Because there was one video that they posted of like a girl burning or something,
Oh yeah.
and later on,
Instantly debunked.
Yeah.
Like within the same day.
yeah, and
It's like, this is from something else completely.
Yeah. I think it was from Burma or somewhere, but yeah, it's coming out, man. And
You
it's
know what
like,
it is, man? It's like the John Bonds Jones kind of thing. I always kind of relate to him because, like, when I think of, because like I used to love Bones, man.
And then the guitar.
UFC fighter.
Oh, Johnny Bones. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't know where you are. My buddy fucking loves him. I used to love him. Fucking hate him now. I don't have a thing for cheaters. And my argument for that was like,
You think he does steroids or the?
oh well, he's been busted like twice.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, and it's like, I don't
Yeah,
know, man.
yeah.
One time maybe.
I know.
2 times.
Yeah.
I don't know, buddy.
His thing is just like it's this much because this is like
Yeah.
they got you by this much is what
Yeah.
it was because like they always know when the camp is when they're gonna show up.
It was a super small amount. That's my buddy Kevin's argument. It's like, doesn't matter that amount, like blah blah. He still has the skill set, blah blah blah. But my point is like Israeli or I keep fucking Israel.
Yeah.
Israel has been like just believed for so long that no one has questioned them.
Right.
That
Fair
like
enough.
they just have this John Bones Jones arrogance that they think they can fucking say anything.
Right.
And like
Right.
people are gonna believe them, but like
Right.
it's 2023, man.
Yeah.
Like, your same tactics aren't. But I say that, but like people are on their comments saying like, fucking Israel flags and all that shit. So people are believing it, but I think a lot less, and it's gonna be going down.
It's going down a lot, man. It's like
Yeah.
some of the rallies that are coming out or what have you. Like it's a lot of people that are showing out. I think more than ever before. So it's like, and like in every country, because it starts with one country, another country, and then they see another country. So like everybody starts doing it, and and it's like they're sorry, I'm getting some twitches in my neck.
No, it's
I've
okay.
been working too hard, but straight up, fuck. And it's gonna become, I think, like a global thing. Yeah. So let's see like how far this goes. But
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is that Arab nations have to, because they're the one bordering it all. Afghanistan's been like trying to go in there Because the Taliban people, like, they're, in my opinion, they're nuts. U.S. is like the Russians tried invading them, U.S. tried invading them. Like, man, like when they take an oath to like defend or like kill someone, like they're not like letting it go. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I think on top of the the shit that they're posting, it's not just like their propaganda that's kind of obvious. It's also their tactics.
Right.
Just about like, I mean, admittedly targeting like activists and journalists.
Oh
and
yeah,
hospitals
man.
and
Right.
fucking,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Just to like show off or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when they tried to blame they tried to blame Hamas for
Some
the attack.
failed rocket, and that was like super.
Man.
I literally was just reading today that they like the video they posted was a completely separate
Yeah.
like missile.
Oh yeah. Launch.
Yeah, dude. Like, jigs up, guys.
I know.
Like,
yeah.
but when is it gonna be enough? When is something actually? Because it's going on right now. We're talking, and while we've been talking, it's been like an hour.
Yeah.
Like,
More
fuck,
people
man.
have been dead, but here's the biggest thing is that like before like you were, like I said before, like you were on the fence maybe, or like you never cared.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But now it's like you're on the other side now. Like now, like you're seeing everything. You know what I mean? Like you're seeing how they're trying to control you. You've seen like how like your money is going to like support more missiles, yada yada. So like all that is like shifting people's thinking. And I think that's probably the most scariest thing for them, in my opinion.
I don't even know if they're gonna get that northern part of the strip back, man. It's so straight. Like, even when this shit is over, like the northern part's completely like obliterated. I don't imagine. It's just so hard. Like, there's like half of the population in Gaza has no house, no roof over their head.
Yeah. Well, they bombed 6,000 bombs, and that was in the first. I think it was a few days. I don't know if it was a few
There
days.
was some weird, like, wild statistics just about, like, more ammunition than Hiroshima.
Yeah.
More bombs dropped
That's
in the first
insane.
year of, like, fucking...
Yeah.
The
Afghanistan war?
Yeah.
So it's like, holy, like, in like, this little time, you guys just kept going, and, like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, like...
self-defense, though, bro.
I know, right? Fuck,
Are
man.
you kidding me?
Yeah.
Hamas, everything I, like, try to fucking point out, it's like, I mean, there's so many things that you can't blame on Hamas now, guys.
Well, yeah. At this point, you're making Hamas look like the good people.
Oh, I mean, we're way past that for sure.
Right.
Like, if you're calling Hamas terrorists and you're not calling, like, the Israeli government terrorists,
Yeah.
you're fucking an idiot.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
Numbers matter when it comes to that shit, like.
Right. Yeah, no
And
doubt.
it's kind of gross. Like, there's more kids that have been killed. I don't like adding it together because, like, or like using a lot of these figures because I feel like I feel for both sides when innocent people die. Like, I
No
do,
doubt.
like, truthfully.
Yeah.
But like when more kids have died than like Israelis in the last year, like total.
Right. Yeah.
More kids, just kids.
Right.
Where the fuck is the line?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
is it enough?
Right.
Are we fucking done?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
It's kind of like the sadness turns to anger a bit.
Yeah,
you
I
know
hear
what
what you're saying. Yeah. No doubt, man. Yeah. But it's like, I don't know. You talk to people online, and yeah, they have no sympathy at all. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But man, like, I don't know. I wish Pakistan was a little bit stronger. At these moments, you're like, man, I wish this country was a little stronger. I wish. But it's like okay. So Pakistan, what happened is recently they had a prime minister. So when the Russia-Ukraine war happened, he went to Russia to try to get a better oil deal at that time because I think he was giving it for cheaper because he knew I think he needed the money or what have you. So the Pakistani prime minister went there. U.S. did not like that. Army has the upper hand in Pakistan. So what they did is they did a no confidence vote and got that guy out, thrown in jail. They brought in jail.
Okay.
Yeah, and they brought in the previous guy, and now he's like pretty much the puppet of U.S. Yeah, so it's like super sad, but yeah, times like this, you're like, oh god, what if this country was stronger? What if that country was stronger? But yeah.
U.S. has a lot of countries in their pocket. I don't even know if you want to consider Israel a country, but they got a lot of places in their pocket.
Oh yeah. You know? It's but the thing is, like, I think right now also because they've been at the Ukraine war for a little while. I think they're all spent out. It's like being at the gambling table too long. So, yeah.
I'm looking forward to them fucking throwing their hand in, bro.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens. But yeah, Iran's been talking. Turkey's been talking. Like Israel took all their diplomats out of Turkey. So, yeah.
I mean, if ever there was going to be a World War III, bro, it really seems like we're on the cusp of it.
I know,
now,
right?
Unfortunately.
I was thinking of going to Mexico for like a week.
Bad time to fucking sign up for the... My fucking friends, like, sons just signed up for the army. I was like, why?
Eesh.
Like, man, don't get me wrong. Like, I have a lot of respect
for,
like,
I get it.
foot soldiers.
Yeah,
like, the people that think they're doing the right thing.
Well, of course.
And their heart is in the right place.
Yeah. I mean, anybody that thinks signs up for the army for your, like... For yourself, you're in the your mind is in the right place because you want to defend your land or your country. You know what I mean? But it's sickening that like these politicians are gonna be like, you go there, you go fight. Okay.
We don't give a fuck about you. Go kill yourself.
You'll just be a number. Like
That's it.
Yeah. You're just like thing. But also on the other hand, death is coming to all of us. You know what I mean? And it's like It's.
I'm in no rush though, bro.
Yeah, you don't want to sign up. Yeah, but it's like I don't know. I mean, and you never know how you're gonna die, So yeah, Mom died a month ago.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear, bro.
Yeah. So yeah. At that point, I was like, yeah, we're all gonna die. So, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's end with. Do you want to end with top 5?
Top 5 comedians. Top 5 comedians.
Did you want to do that?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. I mean, I'll make the list as it comes.
Okay, I'll go first, and I'll give you a little bit of time to do it. I've actually done them a couple times on here, so I can go through mine. Number 1 is Rogan.
Rogan is your top number 1?
He's my number 1, bro.
Okay.
Joe Rogan.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Which special of his do you like the best?
See, it's hard. I really liked Triggered. It was like his second last one on Netflix.
Okay.
There's also one that's just called Joe Rogan Live, which I hold this, but like it's like 20 years old though. Like I have it on DVD. That's how old it is.
Got you.
But that was like his first special post Fear Factor.
Yeah.
So that's a really good one. It has a lot of like Fear Factor material.
What's the thing? I mean, obviously you find it funny, but like, what's the funny? Like because like with Louis, like a lot of times you don't see the joke coming.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, what is it with like Rogan? Is it that his ideas are so out there that you haven't thought of that like he comes up with, or like it's a conspiracy?
There's a lot of that, but I feel like a lot of that kind of stuff is more like his podcast. Like the thing I like about Joe Rogan is like he's I consider him like a fairly intelligent guy. But he doesn't just do like. He's almost like an equal to Dave Chappelle. Like if I was saying like Chappelle's my number 2, and they're like neck and neck.
Okay.
And I only put Rogan first because like I was into Rogan before.
Okay.
And like Rogan is actually outside of comedy. I admire Joe Rogan because I'm a fan of grassroots people who just like they really just do what they want to do in life, and he's literally doing everything that he wants to do without, it seems, well, we could argue now that he's on Spotify, the compromisation part, but up into Spotify, there was like zero compromise.
Yeah.
And I can appreciate that.
So do you like him because of that, or like? Okay.
I like him because he's a fairly intelligent guy, but he also does like silly shit. Like he has a part where he's like acting like this Gollum character, and he just gets on a stool,
right,
and does like a weird voice.
Sure,
like,
I've seen that.
I don't know. I just like people that are themselves.
Got you.
That are smart, but could also be silly, and he has like those. All three that I really look for. Same with Chappelle. Like, I feel like he has all those things because I like the seriousness.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I consider both those two like my top 2.
Yeah.
But I don't have like a serious style of. I'm way more. If I was thinking like who I'm like, like my influences aren't like my top comedians, you know? Like I'm more my stylistically, I'm more like fucking like I don't want to say his name because I'm not there
Jeffrey
yet.
Dahmer.
No, something not so like Jim Carrey or like a Wayne's brother, just something like that's like more silly.
Okay, got you.
know?
Yeah.
And so when I see that in like someone who I consider smarter than me or whatever, I like that.
Okay, fair. Also, you see. Okay. You appreciate the intellect.
Yes.
Of Rogan. Okay.
Yeah.
Got you. Okay. All right. So that's.
You're not a Rogan fan?
I'm not a comedy Rogan fan.
Okay.
Yeah, I like him for his UFC. I think he's probably the best commentator.
Yeah.
I think he's probably the best podcaster.
Okay.
Yeah. Comedy.
I've
I like
fallen off his podcast a little bit since it's been on Spotify.
Yeah. But I've heard him like because I've seen other people do interviews, and when he does an interview, like he's very good. Theo Von's actually pretty good too, but yeah, he's very good. Yeah, so
I like when Theo Von interviews like he just has like mall Santa Claus or a female truck.
Yeah.
I like those ones.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yeah. Okay, my favorite. Well, obviously it's Louis.
All right.
Yeah. Louis has to be number one. I mean, it's
What's your favorite Louis special?
Favorite Louis one? I think the last one was pretty good. Not the one in Madison Square Garden. That one was actually pretty good too.
His last couple have been pretty decent.
Yeah, it's like you know what the crazy thing is that like he's done so many specials,
ridiculous,
and they all turn out pretty good. Like some of them are not as good, but like pretty good. Like a lot of comedians, like I think if they do one that's good, it's like yo, you know what I mean? And it's like over and over and over and over. And when I wanted to go watch him. Like, I think when the whole sexual thing, when he was jerking off.
When he did the Yuck Yucks thing?
Yeah. I wanted to see him in the Yuck and the one
You actually saw him?
Yeah. There and Niagara, both.
Okay.
And, like, man, like, because when comedy is also, like, if you watch it behind the screen, you get about 60%.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, post more shit of your comedy. I'm like, fucking come to a show, motherfucker.
Fair enough.
That's my thing.
That's your thing, yeah. Now I've started putting. I mean, before I used to be
I'm
like
trying to do it more now too. But fuck, I do.
Well, that because people always kept telling me like, yo, if you put all your bits out there, who's gonna come to? But I'm like, I'll come with I guess more bits. Like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I'm then I just started like posting whatever the fuck. I'm like, this bit did good. Just But then sometimes a bit does about 80% of your 100% potential that you think it could do, and you're like, I'm not gonna post it. And I'm just like, fuck what. Yeah, it's just a retarded, self-vicious cycle. And comedy is a drug that I don't bestow. I mean, stand-up comedy, open mics, yo, if you're thinking of doing it, do not. Get a job. That's a better idea. What made you get into comedy? Like, what made you like, you're like, oh, this is funny, and like, what made you like start it? You're like, I should do this now.
Okay, so when I really actually thought comedy was cool was George Carlin.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I was like, fucking conductor?
Yeah.
And he was like swearing and stuff, and I was like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
And so that was like my introduction, and like, so he's actually on my list too. Yeah. Actually, let me finish my list.
Finish
I'll do it quick. Chappelle, Rogan, Chappelle, Mark Forward, who's a Canadian guy.
Okay.
George Carlin, Bill Burr.
Okay.
That's it. So, like, Carlin was my introduction, like, truly to the whole thing. I didn't really get into it, like, too big.
Yeah.
Like, early on, like, I watched it a lot. There was a lot of, like, Just for Laughs, Comedy Network kind of stuff that I watched on there, like, as a kid. And then got into I've talked about this a couple times, but I got into a relationship with a lady who had a daughter, and I was living, like, this, like, stepdad life and blah, blah, blah. And I hadn't done anything for myself.
Yeah.
In, like, 5-6 years, we were engaged. I was doing everything for those two, and then shit didn't go right. And like almost instantly, I was like, I'm fucking doing something for me. And I was like into music and stuff before, but I had kind of like given up because I'm too poor for music.
Right.
Stand-up is like, stand-up is a good art for poor people, you know? Like you just need you.
Yes, and your brain.
Your brain, And so like I just kind of started, I did a couple of things at Second City. I did 2 levels, but I didn't actually do my graduation show at the second level at Second City because there was a fucking concert, and I was like, fuck it, man, like I'm already doing open mics, like I don't need you anymore. Second City, you know. And so that was just it, man.
Got you.
I just had an itch for like being a performer. I started this podcast because I wasn't able to be on stage. during the pandemic. You know,
You
That's how
talked
this
about
started.
stepdad.
Yeah.
What's it like being a stepdad?
It's way different than being a dad. I would argue that being a stepdad is harder than being a real dad.
Do you feel like a dad?
Not really. You want to.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. You kind of feel that way,
Yeah.
but nobody treats you that way.
Ah.
So that's what makes you not feel that
Does the
way.
kid treat you like a dad?
Somewhat. The kid is probably the person who treats you most like their dad without calling you dad. Like, I would never be like, hey, I'm not your dad. Fucking call me dad because I'm dating your mom.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But like,
right.
yeah, because you're just so young and innocent. It's like I'm just a figure.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Because in the movies, all I've seen is like stepdad hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of that.
Oh
shit.
yeah, eh?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
You can't tell me who to date. I'll fuck him if I want to. You're not my dad. That's what I've seen. That's what I did with my real dad. Because I was dating a Muslim boy now.
All right, so who else you got for your list?
I got Louis. Oh, I got Joe List.
Joe List.
Joe List is sick.
I feel like I know the name, but I can't think of his face.
He's he's got a goofy face right now. It's he's new. I mean, he new on the scene as in like he popped off recently.
Yeah.
But Joe List is very good.
All right.
Yeah. I was like surprised because I think he started touring with Louis.
Okay.
And then like I think he forced him to like he showed him the formula to make that 1 hour special every year. His recent special, I thought it was like killer, man. It was like every joke or like most jokes were like landing hard. I was like, holy, like, cause I don't really laugh at specials much.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was like your favorite special then? What's like
this was the one that I'm
of all
thinking.
time?
No, I don't know about all time. This has to be up there, though.
Yeah?
Yeah. Recently, that's what I can recall from memory. I was laughing. I was like, fuck, I haven't laughed like this in like so, especially like watching a special. Like, man, it's been like a long time. Yeah. Louis is the only other one that can like, I think Chris Rock is there. I think with two recent specials have been pretty whack. Not pretty whack, but like not as good as before. I'm hating on him because he signed the deal thanking Biden.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he's on the list.
Fuck me.
Yeah, I know.
So many people.
I know. Yeah.
And I'll find you and I'll fucking stop. I swear to God. I'll find when like man, I'm serious about this. I've never been more serious about boycotts in my life than I am right now.
Fair
bro.
enough.
Straight
fair
up.
enough.
I'm not
Right
joking.
on. Nice. Yeah, as you can see, great value, not Nestle.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like fucking Lay's gonna be like actually great value something.
I know,
All
right?
right.
Yeah, that's the other thing. So the other thing, people are like boycott Starbucks, and then you are like, okay, I'll go to Tim Hortons. But Tim Hortons is owned by Burger King. Yeah. And you're like, oh my god,
Yeah,
fuck,
bro.
man. So the guy from Nestle, I mean, I haven't looked him up, but Bill Burr was talking about him like a long time back on Conan. He's like, not every person should have the right to drink free water.
Oh yeah, it's not a human right.
That guy Nestle.
Clean drinking water. Grimy motherfucker.
Man.
Oh yeah, eh? Wow, that's what's up, man. Just stealing the Great Lakes at like a staggering rate, bro. It's wild.
Yeah.
And then telling us we don't have the...
Yeah. You don't have the right to
Fuck
like
you.
free water. Yeah. They literally want you to like just be like peasants, and all of you. Like, I mean, I don't know why some people think that they're like safe, but it's probably literally gonna be like 100 people in there that are gonna like try to like run shit. I think.
I love how Netanyahu's like quoting like scripture and shit. It's like, bro, like you are not the light.
Yeah.
You are not the light. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You are the bad guy in this story.
Oh man, yeah, it's been a weird one. But yeah, Chris Rock with those two. I think in the beginning, Bring the Pain.
That's a great one. Yeah.
And then the other one with when he went all over South Africa and what have you.
That wasn't Kill the Messenger, was it?
I think it
Was it?
Bring the Pain and fuck, I don't know.
Yeah.
There's two good ones.
Okay.
Yeah. And who else is good? Then everybody else is everybody else. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Why'd you start stand-up comedy, man?
Why did I was depressed
Yeah.
long time ago, and then I got laid off from a place, and then I was like, okay, now this is rock bottom, and I'm like, I used to listen to a lot of Opie and Anthony back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
With Rich Voss, Jim Norton,
Yeah.
Patrice, like all those guys, and I was just like die laughing, and I was like, yo, and I was like, oh, stand up, and then Carlin I saw a little bit. I'm like, oh, you can just say shit about whatever you feel like. And that's the whole point.
Mm-hmm.
Which I figured out as I started doing stand up is it's not what people want
How
you
long
to
you
do.
been doing it?
It's like 7.5.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, not for the past like few months, a little bit less because my mom was in the hospital. So
Cool,
a little bit stopped-ish, but like, yeah, like thing. So, yeah, that's what's made me like, then I was like, I should try this. And then, I was like, I'm just gonna think about whatever I think is funny. And then the first set went really fucking good. Fuck! I wish I bombed. So I would have not proceeded
I'm not
with
doing
this.
this again. Yeah.
Fuck! God damn it.
First one went good, preceded by 24 bombs.
Oh, fuck, man.
me. Like,
Then
what the
it's
fuck?
just... You know what I'm ashamed sometimes about myself is like when you're bombing and then you're like trying to win them back. I don't know. Now I'm at a point where I'm like, if I'm bombing, fuck you.
Yeah.
You know,
You go deeper, eh? I like that.
Well, now I know I'm in my head. I'm like, I'll see. But also, I mean, you kind of bring that on yourself. I mean, I used to bring that on myself because like the jokes were not good enough.
Okay.
It needed to be worked on. You know what I mean? So like the jokes were not good enough. So it's like they didn't react the way I wanted them to react. And then I get angry.
Yeah.
And then it just goes south 100 miles an hour. Yeah. But I mean, like, so for the first, like, I would say 3 or 4 years, like, I was more like a crowd work kind of guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I realized I was like, I don't really have much bits per se. And I was like, oh, because you know what? Also, I would try these bits, I would try jokes or what have you, but they wouldn't land the way I wanted them to land. And it's like, then I would just go to crowd work because like that lands.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, this is fucking easy, you know? And then I was like, oh, I should like actually like because you know Davin, right? Davin Pan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I do. Yeah.
So I know you know Mark Swami.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I do.
So like, I mean, yeah, when those guys,
Davin's the man, dude.
Davin's
I
chill.
love Davin.
Davin's
He's a
chill.
cool dude.
Yeah, Davin's chill. So he does bits or whatever. So like it's like I saw him and I was like, oh yeah, like you have to have like bits. You know what I mean? Like, you know, things that like thoughts that like you kind of like make better over time, and like at a certain point that's as good as it gets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And then you just don't dump it on the garbage soon enough. But that's what people want to hear. You know what I mean? Crowd work is good or whatever, but it's like, I don't know. Sometimes it's just like, let me hear a fucking solid thought that you had. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, no, so I know what you mean. Sometimes, and like hosting shows, I feel like I do like more crowd work. Like I just posted like a clip that was like all crowd work. It had no none of my material in it.
But hosting is more. I mean, I don't know. If you do host like crowd work as a host, like that's kind of
Your job. I
your
guess,
job. I guess if it's landing, you know what I mean.
Yeah,
Your job is just to kind of get warmed up.
But sometimes I'll get like a good reaction. And I record, right?
Yeah.
And I'll get like a good reaction. People sometimes crowd work is only good in the moment.
It's always only good in the moment.
know?
It's like somehow you have to have it make sense.
Yeah.
It's like if somehow it does, then it's good. But it's like some people are like, yo, look at that lady over there. She's doing this, and you're like, you can't see the lady. You know what I mean? From like behind the camera.
Yeah.
Then you're just imagining.
Yeah.
Yada yada. But there was a time when it was just like it was just crowd work clips online, and it was like I don't get it. You know what I mean? I'm like I'm not in that crowd. I don't get the context of it. But of a joke, you'll always get the concept of it because like it's a thought that started, had a top, and then had a bottom. So like you'll usually get everything in a joke. So write more jokes. Fuck, I don't know who I'm preaching to.
That's the key.
Yeah.
Whoever's fucking watching, and I don't have any water left, but I think we're
good.
We're done here.
All right,
brother.
cool, man. Cool.
Appreciate you. You can fucking let these people know where to get at you if you like.
Hassan Chaudhry, great guy. And then I got a Palestinian flag probably on my car. Just honk at that one. That's me.
Do you really?
I don't. I was
okay,
scared.
okay.
I was a little scared because I got all these like work tools and stuff, man. And I'm like, man, if I have this, if somebody breaks into it or what have you, I'm like, man, that's a lot of decent equipment.
Yeah.
That could fucking bounce out of my hands. And these insurance people just raise your rates.
Yeah, man.
So
my buddy had like his truck broken into. He lives in like an apartment building in Toronto that has like just an insane amount of security that get paid to do nothing.
Well, you're saying that there was a Ferrari that got stolen in the apartment building.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they went in the apartment. It was in the apartment building in the parking lot, and like somebody stole a Ferrari, And it's like, that's like 500,000 or whatever the fuck it is. So, yeah. And it was pretty funny because like the people were like, we want our car back. And I was like,
Yeah.
I fuck. Maybe they'll listen to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Just park it outside the building.
Yeah. We're so sorry.
No way!
So sorry about stealing it.
Little note. Fucking.
Yeah. Here's some chocolate. Man. That's why I have like a piece of shit car right now.
Oh yeah, what are you trying to?
I have a Toyota Matrix 2007.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, if you steal it, I won't be hurt.
Me and my lady just like literally signed for a car yesterday, but we're not getting it. A CRV, a 2024 CRV,
Okay.
which happens to be the most stolen car in Canada.
Yes.
Did you know that?
I did not know that, but
That
I
is
know
true.
it's on the
Well,
list.
it's also because like it's one of the most bought cars in Canada, like by a bit. Civic's up there. There's like the 5 cars.
Yeah.
Or like I swear there's like 3 Hondas.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it might also because their security system was like it's easy to break
The
into
older
or something.
ones. The older ones.
ones.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, yeah,
They changed the things after like 2020, but I do know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
There was some
yeah.
with like the fob key system, and it was just like easy to start the car and open the shit from like outside of it if you're just standing there.
Yeah, if you like, they have this wire through the headlight. I think they can get access to.
Oh shit!
And like, yeah, and if you just like, I think jump a few things.
Wild, bro.
Yes.
True story. Before we get out of here,
Yeah.
I tried to steal. So when I was younger, I did car hopping and shit.
Okay.
Like, I lived in Brampton.
Yeah.
And like there was a lot of fucking areas that I just went around to at nighttime and just like jack change or money or whatever expensive things they had in the car, as long as the cars were unlocked.
In Brampton?
In Brampton.
Was it like, okay, so what was it?
I was young, bro. This was like...
No, I'm not even tripping about that, but it's
yeah.
like, what was Brampton like back then?
Oh, okay. So this was probably like, I don't know, 15. Like I'm 37 now. It was probably around when I was like 20, early 20s.
Early 20s. Okay, so that's like...
it wasn't too far, but
Yeah.
I mean, it was alright, man. One time, I'm pretty sure I robbed a drug dealer because I got like almost 1,500 in like 10s and 5s.
In his car?
Yeah, just one time.
Yeah. So do you just go to like random car, just try to pull the handle?
Yeah, it was just kind of like open the handle,
Then
the
see
doors
what's up.
open, slip in.
Okay,
a lot of the
okay.
times I would
Yeah.
go to like certain cars look like taxis. Anytime you see a taxi, you always gotta try to get in that because they always have a lot of change. I don't know, man, but it was
Right.
it just had to be open. I never did anything, but one time I was doing this,
Yeah.
and I came into like I want to say it was like an Acura Integra, just like one, I don't know, old school shitty car.
Yeah.
And they had the keys
Yeah.
inside. So like the one night I went there, and this was actually kind of close to where I lived.
Right.
And I was like, fuck. And I saw the keys.
Yeah.
I didn't take anything but the keys.
Okay.
And I was like, tomorrow I'm gonna fucking come steal the car.
Uh-huh.
And I did this. And like literally I would do, there was like people that I did this shit with.
Yeah.
But then there was also times that I just did it on my own.
So hold on, did
And
you
so-
find the car the next day?
Yeah, so I went back.
Yeah.
And I fucking opened the door.
Yeah,
I had the
yeah.
keys,
Yeah.
opened the door. It was like, it wasn't one that started automatically. It was
Okay.
like a key thing.
Yeah.
And so I opened the door, I sit in, and I didn't close the door fully, but I put the key in the ignition and I turned it. Car alarm, bro. I just dipped. I ran. I left the keys there. I left the door open. I just
Yeah.
booked it, bro. And that's my almost stealing a car story.
Shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I would have done. It was so stupid. Like,
Man.
I was just like, cool, I'm going to drive
I know,
around for
right?
5 minutes and then
Yeah,
I'm going to
yeah.
fucking, I would have done nothing. I didn't know, like, I wasn't, like, I knew drug dealers and shit. I didn't know no one who was, like, going to fucking chop a car.
Sure.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it was so stupid, and I'm
It's
glad I
crazy
didn't get it.
Because in Brampton, like, some of the guys that I work with, they're like, there's a guy that came up to us. He said, "Yo, you guys want to make some money?" He's like, "How about we go get a car, whatever car you guys want?" And it's like, okay, you'll drive it for, because they literally change the VIN number, plates, everything on it. So they'll drive for 6 months, and when they've had their like time with it, whatever, then they'll ship it out. Yeah, and like it's like they're like doing it so openly.
Yeah.
Without like giving a fuck, because
People
like
get away with that shit
people
so
are getting
often,
away
man.
with it. So it was what? It was 12,000 cars, I think, stolen or something. I might be off on that. And I think they only caught like 12 people.
Yeah, it's real low.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like back in the day, like someone steals your bike, like, bro, just get a new bike.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
At least
right,
you have
right.
insurance for cars, so like that's happening.
But your insurance goes up though.
That's the thing. And
Fuck,
also
man.
like insurance also like they'll make you pay more if you don't have certain security things in place too.
Yeah.
Like what we're finding out kind of like
Right.
now. So
Yeah.
because we were originally going to get like a used car and like all these the things just came to be, and it's like, well, if you have a car under this year, it's like your insurance is gonna be. Do you know what I mean? It's so weird.
Yeah.
And you live in Brampton, so that's fucking your insurance is up.
Yeah,
already,
insurance
right?
is retarded. Well, I mean, I put my dad's address.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. That helps a little bit, but $150 a month.
Oh.
It's okay, but it's like, fuck, it's retarded. I'm getting robbed left and right. But all right,
all right, guys.
Let's call it.
Like always, this podcast is brought to you by Neon Light District. Hit them up. Use code Pillow Talk to save 10%. And by the Great North Apparel. Hit them up. Use code Pillow Talk to save 30%. I want to thank Hassan once again for being here. You are the man, brother. Appreciate you and your point of view. Go follow him. And I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Peace the fuck out.